I was speaking with my friends the other day about the fear of being seen, and as you can see, I'm drawing right now. This is probably the only way I'm gonna get through this because I'm also still trying to figure that out. But I'm here, I'm trying. So let me draw you this portrait while I tell you my story. I guess in order for you to understand where this fear stems from, we have to go way back. Let me officially introduce myself. My name is Aiko. I'm a queer Filipino artist based in Toronto. I am originally from Malvern, and I am a daughter of two Filipino immigrant parents. My artist journey started as early as I can remember. I was drawing since the age of 3 and have been obsessed ever since. I remember that obsession growing to the point where it took over and I just wanted to try every medium I could get my hands on. At 12, I got my first airbrush machine, and that was my first hustle. I was airbrushing t-shirts and pants and Air Forces. I'm not sure if you guys remember that era. Big t-shirts with the baggy pants. People would customize their name on there or their year. I was airbrushing Tupac and Biggie because I was still loving portraits back then. At the age of 15, I discovered barbering and started cutting my friends' and family's hair. I cut their hair in my garage and eventually gained the trust of my principal, and he'd open up the classrooms after school and I'd cut their hair there. While all this was happening, many didn't know that I was struggling at home and questioning my sexuality. It was a really dark and confusing time then, but art was the only thing that made sense, and it was what kept me together because it was my outlet. I did the obvious thing and I went to university. I went to OCAD for fine arts. After a year, I couldn't stand it anymore. I was starting to hate art and disconnect from it, so I dropped out. I remember that day so vividly because I was walking down Richmond Street and I came across this barber shop. In the front window, I saw a woman doing a straight razor shave. And then boom, it hit me. I was like, okay, fuck art school and I'm gonna be a barber. That same night, I was gathering all my photos and created a portfolio of just my amateur haircuts. And I walked into that barbershop the next day and asked for an opportunity to be an apprentice. And surprisingly, he said yes. And thus began my journey as a barber. After months of hard work and determination, I officially became a barber. Yeah, at that moment, I thought I had it all figured out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a barber, I have a career. And then that voice inside my head got louder, telling me, nope, this isn't it. You still have to keep going, and there's still more to see. The universe had way bigger plans for me, and this was just the beginning. I caved in. I eventually listened to that voice, and also during that time, I was part of a nonprofit organization called Green Hope for Children. I was the creative director and did all the graphic designs. In 2012, the recipients that year were graduating, so I volunteered to go to Rwanda and to host a graduating ceremony. I was only 18 at the time, and this was my big first solo trip outside of Canada. Oh my God, you should have seen my mom. She was at the airport crying hysterically as if I was gonna die or she was never gonna see me again, which was fair. Um, but yeah, when I was there, I also filmed a documentary and interviewed genocide survivors, and that documentary was used to fund the next children for the next year. To hear those stories and to have witnessed the scars and just their environment has been so life-changing. That trip has changed the trajectory of my life and humbled me forever. Long story short, that journey continued. It just never stopped. To be honest with you, I ended up living in London, England, Berlin, and Stavanger, Norway. I could tell you so much and have so many stories. Comment below if I should do a part two. During that time living abroad, I changed careers multiple times. I went into, I guess it was a transition from hair to wigs, and then I got into graphic design and product design, and then permanent makeup, which led me to what I'm doing today, and that's tattooing. That skill opened the door to why not combine my art skills and this medium, and it's changed my life ever since. The common thread I found with everything that I've gone through, all the careers I've jumped, and skills that I've learned, I didn't realize I was preparing for something. Right now, I could say these are all in my arsenal, and life is such a game where I'm able to use these things and to level up or to get to another stage of myself and growth. So if you're in that season of your life and you don't know what to choose, because as a multidisciplinary artist, I can have endless ideas, but during that time, I was able to, I guess, hear my intuition. We do have an internal compass within us, and if we quiet our mind enough, if we stay still enough, it'll show itself. And for me, it was my curiosity. I didn't know the answers at the time, but whenever I felt curious about something, a new art form or medium, I followed it. And it's led me to here. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I listened and I chose to be brave and to take these risks. Living and choosing a creative life means you open a world of possibilities. I feel so privileged and honored to live a life of authenticity and to be able to create and to not settle or, believe things are impossible, because it's definitely possible. If I could have lived this many lives at my age now, what what is next, you know? And I'm so excited for that. Often we're so caught up chasing these goals, chasing these dreams, when we lose sight of what's really important, and that's that journey. I've learned now that the process of becoming and the process of creating and the synchronicities, all of that is what matters the most. Because when that goal comes, you're just on to the next one. So when you're able to embrace those moments and see the lessons within that, you learn how to live. And me choosing this creative life taught me how to live because I know how to embrace that process. Through this journey that you just heard and my story has brought me to this point where I'm able to combine my skills of being able to interview, to tattoo, and to hear other creatives' journeys, to get that magic that they've experienced through their life journey. I was inspired to create this new series that I'm so excited to share with you guys. But it all had to happen for this very moment, and I can't wait for you to see this evolution. I'll be dropping the trailer July 16th, so stay tuned. And yeah, also say hi to my model. It's the least you could do since you're living rent free, huh?